Need to rip narrow stock with your track saw? Here's how. So just recently, we released a video, a few videos back, about these revolutionary TSO parallel guides, the Generation 2. Well, guess what? A lot of you have messaged us and said, that's great, but how do I rip narrow stock? Well, guess what? We have that answer. So there's two versions of the Narrow Stock Pros. One of them is standalone, if you don't have parallel guides, and the other one works with the parallel guide Generation 2. So I will cover both setups in this video for you. So ripping down plywood with parallel guides is pretty straightforward. You're usually ripping wider panels and you get plenty of support for the guide rail. But what if you need to rip narrow stock out of some hardwood or even some plywood? You need repeatability. That's where the majority of the time people will go to what? Their table saw. But what if you don't have a table saw and you need narrow rips? So let's just talk this through. What if something is less than 7 1/4 or 185 millimeters, less than the guide rail, and when you put this on top and put your track saw, it wants to what? It's unstable, it wants to rock. That's where the Narrow Stock Pro comes in. It gives you stability on the track, but also extreme repeatability. So in the past, I used to coach people to stabilize or keep the rail from rocking. I would say just back the board underneath to keep it stable, but we would mark our piece on the outside and you would always have to use your eyes and continually mark it. You didn't have perfect repeatability. To show narrow ripping with a track saw, let's talk first about narrow ripping on a table saw so we can compare both. This is where you index. This is a table saw fence. Here's your blade here. It's basically, let's think about it, it's an inverted track saw. So when I turn it on, okay, and put it up against the fence and push through, I calibrated my fence to 50 millimeter because what I'm doing is I'm ripping down stock for rails and stiles for doors I'm building. Here is what a fence does for you. It gives you, as I call it, extreme repeatability. I don't have to think about it. I just have to set it up once. So what you get, come over here, cameraman, is you have perfect parallel rips. That is why a table saw. So that was quick and easy to set up and rip those 50 millimeter rips on a table saw. But what if you don't have a table saw? Let's take that same accuracy to do it with the track saw, with the TSO Narrow Rip Pros. So the Narrow Stock Pros come with these two pieces here. I'll show you how it all goes on the rail. Okay, and this is how you have your repeatability with these longer bars. And then you have a choice. You can just get these two or you can get them with these extra support brackets for longer pieces. I decided to do that. Okay, so it's pretty simple on how to set this up. There's a little key that fits into this rib right here. It just slides in like this. I'll show you that in a minute. You have this little L bracket, and it's basically your support foot, and it's adjustable for different thicknesses of material. And then you have this bar. The bar slides right in, okay? And it's locked by this little lever right here. So here's a pro tip I got from the instruction manual online. It's a great PDF, you can download it. I support it on a couple of scrap blocks when setting this up. It makes sliding these on a little simpler. Once you start putting these pieces and parts on, see this one with the bar? I want to have 2 of these support brackets in the middle. So the next one I'm going to put on is this one. Just like this. Slide it in, and then I'll take another one. See how easy this is? And just slide it in. So when you have them positioned where you want to have them on your material, what I like to do is take the bracket, push it down here, and make sure I lock it in here so it starts to set level, and I set it up, each one the same way. Press it down. I hold my rail down, and I make sure it's set on the thickness of the material. The first thing you're gonna notice is how stable it is. It's really robust. So the next thing I wanna do is I wanna calibrate these bars. Pretty simple. I take some of that material for setup, and I set this in. And the next thing I do is I loosen this lever here and push that bar out so it's even with my splinter gad. Here's something I've always done to make sure. I use my finger, it's the best feeler gauge, but sometimes I want to take something that's a hard reference, like this setup block, and take it and bring it right up to my splinter guard and make sure that that bar is sitting right up against this gauge block. So when it's perfectly even on both ends with these bars to your splinter guard, what I do is I take a very fine pencil right here. I use, and this one is a 0.3, and I mark right behind here, and that'll be where I measure from to get those 50 millimeter rips. The reason I'm using this to set that flush is also, this is an easy measurement for me. I actually set up my table saw sometimes with this block. It's a typical 1, 2, 3 block, but it's actually a metric. It's a 25, 50, 100, and I'm gonna use this measurement here. So what I'll do is I'll release it here, bring this up, and set this exactly from the back edge here to here at 50 millimeter. And I'll do that on both ends. So if I flip this around, you'll see from the splinter guard to here is 50 millimeter, and from here to here is 50 millimeter. So I can take this entire ripping system, bring it right over here, and you'll see how it just, those 2 parts bump there, and let's make our rip. So let's check the first piece. Wow, look at that. Nice and safe and easy, and let's see how our measurements came out. Look at that, absolutely perfect all the way through. This is, in my head, what makes these really accurate. I've taken myself out of the mix. In other words, I don't have to balance a board and watch all my pressures through a table saw. This is 50 millimeters consistently because I've taken the track saw to the material with these narrow rip pros. And when I measure this out, now, did you notice the support on this? This last piece, it was supported just like this. This gives you a lot of stability. So when I measure this out, we cut from this end. This is exactly 50 millimeters. This is exactly 50 millimeters. But in the middle is exactly 50 millimeters. Consistency, repeatability. I'm really excited about these because when I took these that are perfectly even and then these off the table saw that are perfectly even, ready? and I match them up, they're all perfectly even at 50 millimeters. And you didn't have to have a table saw. So when I looked online, or on the line, and it said I could rip 2x material, 1.5 inches, I was like, how am I gonna do that? Because when I set this on here like this, these L brackets don't support. And then all of a sudden I went, oh, duh. So if I take it like this, that's what this is right here, okay? And I just reverse it. And you just put it in there like this, and tighten it up, and guess what? Now you have support for 2x material. Always remember to put your hand, again, on the rail, and then let these automatically find the equilibrium so it's perfectly in line. So I don't know if I talked about this on the last rips, but hopefully you noticed, if I was cutting this, it'll want to shift. So I could put a dog here, but the way I like to use these is, of course, I'm going to take the cord and the hose up around my hand, and what I do is I just grab onto these as I'm going, and it doesn't shift. So even on the MFT3, the narrow stock pros are a winner. Check this out. I'm just gonna set this up for the thickness of my material. And then you take these and you just remember, put your hand on the board, and boy, this just gives you all that extra support. The nice thing about this is I still have it set at 50 millimeters. So if I wanna rip 50 millimeters now, I can rip, bring that piece back in, rip some more, and you have that extreme repeatability. So that covers the standalone narrow stock pros. Now let's talk about the Gen 2 parallel guides and how you rip narrow stock with these. You've been asking. So there's a narrow stock pro that works in conjunction with the Generation 2 parallel guide system. And it's pretty simple. There's two versions of it. The basic is right here. It comes with two cursors that you replace and two bars, which are your repeatable stops. And over here, support brackets. You can get it just like this, or you can get it with two support brackets. So the simplest way to describe this, it's really easy. This right here is the cursor and your stop on the parallel guide system. What you need to do is remove that and place this unit right here to replace it. And you still have this fine knife edge for the cursor to remove parallax. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the drop lock and put my parallel guide system on there. Whew! That was tough. So you just take it and slide it in here. And when I tighten it in a few minutes, it's this 3 millimeter right here that tightens this bar to this cursor right here. As easy as the calibration was on these stops from back here, this is even easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cursor and set it at 200 millimeters, or you could set it at 8 inches and lock it in. All right. And then I'm going to take the bar and with a setup block, bottom it to the splinter guard, and then take that 3 millimeter wrench and tighten this screw. Now that I have it calibrated to my splinter guard at 200, or you may use Imperial, set it at 8 inches. Always remember this, whatever your increment of measurement you need to rip for narrow stock, you either add 200 to it or 8 inches, and it makes it wicked simple. So I need to rip 100 millimeter. basically 4 inches, for toe kick material. I never waste any plywood in my shop. So I will set my cursor at 300 millimeter. So I'm going to incorporate a couple of support brackets. You could set them to the outside of your parallel guides, or you could put them on the inside. Depends on where you want the support. Once the weight of the saw gets on the rail, it'll be perfectly supported. As I said earlier in the video, what I like to do is put my weight here on the rail and then release it here until these sit flush to the tabletop, and then lock it in, and you'll see it's really well supported. Let's make the cut. So let's check it out. I'm going to take this gauge block, bring it right to where I need it, and you'll see it's perfectly 100 millimeters. And what I did before, just to make sure I added my 2 measurements together to get 100 millimeters, I took my gauge block, which I know is dead on, brought it right to the splinter guard, and it was perfect on both of them. Absolutely perfect. Hey, before we wrap this up, why don't you hit below and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, so to wrap this up, hopefully I didn't confuse you about the Narrow Stock Pros. You have 2 versions. Remember, you have either the standalone or you have the ones that incorporate into the Parallel Guide System Generation 2. So, oh, wait a minute, time for a question. This is going to really mark that this is 2025 and it's the Christmas season, because we're looking to release this right before Christmas. So my question to you is, are you traveling for the holidays, or are you staying home warm and cozy around the fireplace like we are? So, as we always say from the Sedge Tool Shop, be positive, stay sharp, and we mean, woo, wicked sharp.